Ken, do you walk away from the game extremely proud of the effort, or do you walk away frustrated that they haven't played like that every week?
No, I do walk away losing, so that disappoints me and the playing group. There's no doubt about that. But the way we went about it tonight, I thought we stuck to some stuff that was pretty strong all night, and we gave most of what we had, I reckon, out there on the grass, and that's all you ever ask of them. And that's what your question is, Ash, is that, you know, it's frustrating as it is. We haven't been able to do that consistently enough this year, but I've said that all year to everyone. We've been inconsistent at it, but we know when we do, we challenge teams.
The thought of taking the players closer to the supporters, what brought that on? Was it just the emotion of it all? Yeah,
I wanted to thank them. I think they've been fantastic for us this year. Again, because we haven't played what they would like to play, and nearly 50-odd thousand tonight a game, which puts us in a great position as far as being able to attract our people stick, which has been really pleasing for us this year. So I'm proud of them for doing that, and I think they play a massive part in what they do for our team. So I'm not going to hide away from the fact, it was an emotional play, and we went there because, you know what, it was a big game. It was a showdown, and we wanted to represent those people as well as we possibly could tonight, and, you know, they do help us. So they should take a pat in the back for what they helped us do tonight.
Was it about also, I suppose, trying to draw a bit more out of the players for that fourth quarter, really get them hyped up to believe they could really get over the line?
Yeah, no, I wanted them to understand what it means to people outside the fence. You know, they get to play on the grass, and, you know, what they were able to do was make their people proud, because that was the way they responded. You know, it was definitely a play on emotions, but I think that's what we are as a football club. We're a family at Port, and we stick together. And when we're not doing it as well on the grass, to have their support outside that, I thought was fantastic. And they needed it was our small way of thanking them, I guess, for putting up with not the greatest season so far.
Along with the win, you know, against North Melbourne in Melbourne this year, is that probably the best the team's played all year?
Oh, I don't know. It's played 21 games now, so it's hard to remember all the stuff. But it was structurally, I thought we stuck really strong, and I think we've done that. You know, we have 10 of our best 22 probably not out there tonight. You know, and they had their best 22 out there. So structurally, I thought that was really pleasing. It just goes to show, if you bring the effort and you stick to what we know, the personnel, you know, you would love to have them, but it doesn't give you the be all and end all. It just stick to what you know, stick to what you want to play like, and represent the community the way we did tonight.
The way you played tonight, does that give you a lot of faith and encouragement for next season? You know, it's going to be another long summer for you.
No.
Does that help you?
No. Sorry, it doesn't. It doesn't help me today. It doesn't help me at all, and I want them to play well next week. I don't care about next season. I want to play well next week. We signed up for 22 games, and we hoped for more, and that's not going to be the case. But we're going to try and give our absolute best again next week.
Do you think Ollie Wines was maybe a little bit stiff not to win the Showdown medal tonight?
Oh, no, winning side. I thought Eddie Betts was stiff. That's what I thought. I thought, oh, come on. I might have been a bit hurt by the scoreboard, perhaps, but I thought Eddie was. But Ollie has grown enormously at our football club in the last, you know, he's been great all the way through, but his last 6 weeks, he's decided that, you know what, there's a way that we're going to play, and there's a way I'm going to try and lead you to play, you know, and along with the other leaders, he's really stepped up. So he should take an enormous pat in the back, and he should be proud of that, and I'm sure his family would be proud of him.
Well, I think he had 5 tackles in the opening 10 or 15 minutes of the game, which really shows his intent in trying to obviously get his side on the front foot there.
Yeah, he's a beast. That's the way he plays. That's the way he's got to play. He accepts that, and he'll become the player that we all think he'll become. He's 21. He's played 80 games, I think, and he's 21.
What almost won it for you, and ultimately what lost it for you?
Our persistence almost won it for us. Our willingness to stay dirty, hard, strong in the contest, one clearance, all those things are crucial to us winning. And what lost us for us was turnover. You know, I can't hide away from that. Our skill, 11 goals, 14, I think they scored from turnover, 80 points. Now, some of that they create, some of that we created again tonight. You know, it started the last quarter was typical. You know, first 3 scoring opportunities, I think they got off us. You know, and they had the ability to hurt us. You know, that was the game. So our ability to use the ball when we play well is the only thing that causes us grief, because I think our effort, our contest, our defence, they're the heartbeat of our side. They stand up usually.
You've said all along, Ken, especially in the last few weeks, that you'll make those list management decisions at the end of the season. Are you getting, I suppose, a better idea, like week by week? You know, obviously only one more game to go against Gold Coast next Saturday. as to where people stand in terms of if they're going to stay at the club or not?
Yeah, no, that's why you don't make them until the end of the season, because you get 22 opportunities to see it plus more to see whether they can add to our football club or they can't add to it. And some of those decisions, unfortunately, will be made because we have to improve our list, but they are made at the end of the season, and that's exactly where we're going to stay.
Okay. Is Charlie Dixon the chance of?
He's not leaving.
No, is he a chance of playing Gold Coast next Saturday?
No, look, I'm not sure. We won't play him if he's not right. We made that decision before tonight's game that that Charlie would have to improve significantly. I would suggest to play against the Gold Coast.
Okay.
Brad Ebert copped another battering tonight. In your coaching career, have you known a player to be hit as much as he is this season?
I've seen a couple get hit a lot. So I have, and I've been lucky enough to be around some of them players, or unlucky for them. But Brad just keeps going to contests, keeps working really hard, and tonight's was wasn't a nice one for him to cop that opened him up. So from his point of view, his willingness to compete each week is something I'm sure he's really proud of. But we're also mindful of his welfare, and if there's any lingering effects of that, we won't put him back out there next week, even if that's the case. Because I think they're right. There's been a number of hits that he's copped in the last 4 or 5 weeks. None of them have been. Like medically, we've followed everything, and it's just a matter of eventually you get opened up a bit too many times.
He seemed to get a bit of treatment when he came back on with Rory. But at the end of the game, did you sort of see if they talked? Or there's some reports that they sort of might have patched things up and shook hands.
It's nothing to patch up. Rory's a great player. He got in a contest where he made a mistake in the contest. There was nothing deliberate in it. It was just the way he went. But he made the contact. That's the only thing Rory would probably be concerned about. I'd imagine Brad and him wouldn't have a problem with the incident at all.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Good on you.
Ken,